This is Cece. Welcome to the Orbit. It is Wednesday, November 29th. Futures are higher this morning. Actually, a fairly strong pre-open move compared to some of the moves we've seen over the last 2 weeks, which have been quite small. This is, we see SPY here up almost 0.5%. That is about already in line with the expected move, which was about 0.4, 0.5% for SPY on the day. So we've already got that gap higher in line with the expected move. It will be interesting to see if the buying continues and it sort of gets through that expected move today, because that would be a sign of perhaps the market showing some escape velocity from this gamma that we've seen over the last week. This, the SPY has essentially been pinned at 455 for the last week, going back to right before Thanksgiving. It has barely moved in more than like $1 in either direction intraday. And this would be interesting to see if it did escape to the upside. Now, if it did, then we might get into a situation in the market where actually you have the potential to see stocks go higher and actually vol pick up a slight bit. The VIX right now is at about 12.5, and the reason for that is numerous, but one of them is that basically not many people are reaching for puts right now. But the other way that vol sometimes goes up is when stocks sometimes escape to the upside. When the VIX is this low, then all of a sudden people start, some volatility, intraday volatility starts becoming more of a possibility. Some week-to-week volatility becomes more of a possibility, and people actually start reaching for upside calls. You're seeing that right now in stocks like Tesla. And, if you were to see the IWM start to pick up, and that's a lot of those small cap names, if you saw those and stock buyer or upside call buyers start to emerge in those, you could actually see the VIX go up to say 14 or 15, and it could be on the backs of call buyers and upside volatility. We have Salesforce reporting after the bell, and we've got about a little bit more than a 5% expected move. Let's see how that looks on the chart. What we've got is that is not quite, that would mean a new high, it looks like. So that's where we stand with Salesforce, and let's look at the prior earnings versus that 5% expected move. It moved higher by 3%, last earnings down by about 5%, up by almost 12%, and down by 8%. So 5% is sort of towards the lower side of the last 4 moves, but that makes a lot of sense given this current market backdrop. Let's look at some iron condors and just see those levels real quick. If you sold an iron condor into earnings, basically selling the earnings move, you would need Salesforce in between 237.5 and 212.5